Hello, everybody, people of the planet Earth. Welcome back to this YouTube channel. My name is Zdenek, and this is interactive English. This is a lesson with one of my students from the Achievers Chamber. So, if this is what you're into, then welcome, and I hope you guys enjoy this. Helen, welcome. You are the student today. Is that okay?
Well, yeah, it's gonna be okay. And
Yeah.
hello, everyone.
Hello to you too. And we have to say this. We haven't prepared anything. This one is kind of last minute. It's last minute. There was only a short notice. How do you feel about doing something like that? Especially when it's completely unprepared, especially when there is no plan whatsoever. Because you see, weirdly, there are some people who like this. There are some people who are sort of into this kind of challenge. But at the same time, I know there are loads of people who would be terrified of such prospect. So where do you stand on that?
Well, sometimes ago, some maybe a few months or months or year, or maybe 1 year ago, I would have told you, just no way, forget about it. I remember how scared I was doing my first live, the very first one.
Yeah.
It was something, but now maybe I've gone a bit more crazier,
Mhm.
a bit crazier than usual, if it's
Yeah, you
possible.
definitely have. You
And
definitely
it
have.
seems like today I'm unfazed. So
You're
let's do it.
unfazed. You're up to the
Unfazed.
challenge. You're up to the challenge. You're in your element.
I don't know if I will be up to the challenge,
But are you in your
uh,
element? Are you in your element though?
more or less.
Well, that's good
I'm
because
still a bit worried when it's improvised, but
but
let's see.
you're further than me because I would say that I'm not in my element whatsoever because I had to take a nap, an evening nap, because I was absolutely exhausted for some reason today. I think it's a combination of me going to the gym these days, and I also went to the sea for a swim. And I don't know, it doesn't normally happen, but it's just my body just said to me, "Hey, you need to take a break." And then after a lesson, I was almost sleeping during that lesson with one of my private students. I was like, "Oh my god, what is happening here?" I didn't even have dinner. I just lied on my bed, and that was it. So I'm not the one in my element. You have to be it.
Okay, so I'll definitely try to be up to the challenge.
Excellent. No pressure, by the way, no pressure. And as always, we would like to get other people involved here, such as Glor. Hope I'm pronouncing this name correctly. Someone from LinkedIn, watching on the LinkedIn page that I have,
Isn't it
because
Gloire?
well, you're French, so if it sounds like a French name
Um,
to you, then i-
might
of
be.
of the two of us, you will be the person to get it right. Gloire. Well, tell us if you're listening, if you're still listening, if you haven't, if you haven't given up after watching the first few minutes, then tell us how we pronounce your name, if that's even possible. How can a person tell us? I mean, they would have to write it in phonetic transcription or simply say, "Yes, you were right, Helen. The the French person talking, you were right. You, the person in the yellow shirt, no, you were wrong. By the way, the person in the yellow shirt has a name too. I'm Zdenek. Nice to meet you all. I'm a teacher. I'm actually an English teacher. Yay! I love my job. But today I'm doing YouTube, which is part of the sort of bigger plan to conquer the world as a teacher. It's not really a plan, it's just something you have to do if you want to have some sort of online presence these days, because everybody has to find their own students as an online teacher, right? So maybe this is a way to lose students. I don't know, but Helen here, she hasn't run away yet. Helen, how
Because
long
I'm
have you?
crazy.
You're crazy. So I think
And
we
we still haven't determined which one of us is the
crazier.
craziest.
Yeah. Well, what we have determined though is that you are here, you have stayed despite me being a little bit nuts. And I have also, I haven't let you go as my student either, after learning about you being a bit bananas. So, it is what it is. We are here, and today we are talking to the whole world because we might as well, right, Helen?
So, what are we gonna do?
Well, there's nothing planned. Like I said at the beginning, this has to be entire improvisation. That's even in the name of this episode. So we're just talking like this. And also, this, I guess, means that the people watching, since this is called interactive English, to keep it interactive, to help us keep it interactive, why don't you leave comments as you watch this YouTube live? It's going to help us a lot. Like this comment with Gloire, it's priceless. We just spent about 5 minutes talking about it. And then
Mm,
we've got one more. Good evening
yeah.
or morning, good day. Don't know which in which part of the day you are in, or in which part of the day you are. Well, Stanislav.
It depends.
Yes.
Because we don't we are not in the same part of the world. Not
No,
at all.
not at
We
all. Yeah.
used to be, but not anymore.
Yeah.
I'm still in Europe.
Mm.
I'm in France, so it's evening for me. And you, Zdenek, you moved a few months ago in Vietnam, so it's middle of the night for you.
It is the middle of. It's not yet the middle of the night. It's 11:15. So I wouldn't call that exactly the middle of the night yet, but it's getting there. Let's say. Yeah. So and the people who are watching this, they could be in a completely different time zone. So this is actually a very relevant comment and very considerate. I like it. I like it a lot, Stanislav. Keep them coming, okay? Keep them coming because we need to um, extend this show for as long as we as we can. Because as I said before, this is complete improvisation. Uh, some people may call it complete BS, but that's for other people to judge, not for me, because I think these shows can. Well, I say shows. It's a lesson. It's a dogma type lesson. It's a lesson where the teacher is already talking too much. So over to you, Helen.
Yeah, I hoped you had at least some questions, at least a little something about vocabulary and the event we have on Sunday,
Right.
the vocabulary booster thing,
Oh,
when we
yes.
practice some vocabulary words.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I hoped you had at least some question prepared, or you lured me into believing that just
What did I do to you?
for me to be or to feel more confident during this live.
You, you sound like I'm some kind of pedophile or something, Helen, or someone who lured you into my dungeon or something. Some kind of psychopath. No, I'm not any of
Aren't
that.
you?
No, no. Well, I hope
Oh,
not.
sorry.
No, I haven't been diagnosed, and there are not any symptoms yet. So while I may be a little bit crazy, by the definition, I'm a teacher. So you have to be a bit crazy to be a teacher. I don't think I would go that far. But yes, you're right. I have suggested something like that because after I woke up from my slumber, let's say, I realized that it was time. Actually, it was you who sent me a message reminding me that it was time to do the live. And yes, I had to get you on the show to help me out make this happen. And and you suggested doing improvisation. I was like, okay, or and then I proposed an alternative, and I said, or what we could do is, as you said, practice some of the vocabulary from the event that we have in the Achievers Chamber.
So if I get it right, you are blaming it on me, saying that I wasn't clear enough.
No, you were.
Yeah.
Oh,
I will keep the score. I will keep track of it, and I will retaliate in some way. I have to
Retaliate?
prepare my vengeance.
Retaliate? Why would you do any of that to me, Helen? I've been a nice person. Look. Even Stanislav says greetings from Eastern Poland. If the person hosting such a live lesson is not nice, do you get comments like that from the viewers? I don't think so.
Maybe if they get to know a little bit better, then they will see you from a different angle, from a different point of view.
As in 90% angle, or instead of that 70% angle, something like that.
Do you talk in percentage when you talk about angles?
Well, what do you say then?
Shouldn't you be talking in degrees?
Oh, I was wondering what's wrong with that. Yes, I was like, it doesn't sound right, but we have to keep going with that because maybe no one will notice. Of all people, if it is my student who notices, it actually fills me with pride, because then I'm like, okay, I've done an excellent job pretending that I'm saying something wrong, and then my student has been there to correct me. This is the best tactic. This is the best strategy, Helen, to pretend to be wrong.
So you're saying basically that you knew exactly what was wrong, and you offered me the opportunity to
not this time.
expose my knowledge to show.
Not this time. Not this time. Not this time. I'll because I tend to be quite honest, and not this time. But sometimes I do that. It's called playing dumb. It is a valid way to teach. Sometimes you simply play dumb and hope that your students sort of are smart enough to notice the mistake or whatever. I've seen it done by other teachers too. Oh my God, my alarm clock is ringing, and so I have to turn it off. Otherwise, I will hear it throughout the entire show. You probably can't hear it because this phone. Okay,
Microphone.
it started with 90% degrees. Now I'm calling my microphone a phone. Yes, I wanted to say that this microphone doesn't
Is a
pick up
special one for podcasts.
Yeah, I call it a phone for some reason. I think I'm still trying to wake up. But basically, what I wanted to say is this does not pick up the alarm clock sound, but I can hear it pretty clearly, and it's getting on my nerves. I'm fed up now, Helen, so I have to go there. Can you please keep the audience here entertained for the following 10 seconds?
Well, I thought I was the one to be hypersensitive to sounds, and when there is something in the background, I'm more disturbed. I'm really disturbed. I thought you were someone who way less sensitive to it. But I'm so sensitive that sometimes when there's in a room those clocks, those old-fashioned clock with the small how do you call it, the two arms, and you hear each seconds the tick 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 of the clock, and it's not even midnight.
This is just proof that this is real and I'm not making it up, okay?
So do you remember those nice alarm?
Imagine hearing this for the rest of the show, Helen. You wouldn't wish this on your worst enemy, would you?
I wouldn't dare.
Exactly.
So those clock you have on the wall, when the room is calm, I can hear it, and it's getting so badly on my nerves. You wouldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, glad you got some relief and get this alarm off when it went off.
It went off, and then I had to switch it off. Otherwise, it would be still playing now as we speak. And I mean, I could do it, but it would really be annoying. Really. All right. So
All right.
what were we talking about? Where were we? This is a fantastic phrase. One of my favorite phrases in the English language. Where was I? Or where were we?
That's what you say when you've lost your train of thoughts?
Um, yeah, it could be.
Can happen.
But also, it is a phrase that you generally use when you get distracted, when you go off on a tangent and you start talking about something else, and then you want to come back to the topic, to the original topic. So
Yeah, that's kind
not
of
necessarily.
related.
Hmm. Okay. By the way, I'm also making notes about your English, Helene. I'm trying to multitask here. Um, and also, I have to do it with one hand. Do you sympathize with me?
So you still haven't replaced the microphone holder
No,
you had to give away
I'm still.
at the airport?
Yeah, because I still need a job first. I'm still applying for a job here in Vietnam, and I need a work permit. Then I need a like a long-term visa. It's quite lengthy process. I am getting there, but I'm not exactly there yet. So I first need to have my first salary, and then maybe I can start thinking about getting a microphone arm so that I don't have to hold it all the time.
Maybe
Do you?
that's what it might be one of your arguments that for your future employer
Hmm.
in your next interview. Please, I need a job. I need the money because uh, my job as a freelance is getting more difficult. It's getting a nightmare. I need to replace that
Yeah,
holder,
but
that
I'm not
microphone
sure this is
holder.
a good strategy because if then they will be like, if you get it replaced, you will be more into doing YouTube and you will be not so interested in your responsibilities working for our company. So maybe it is not in our best interest to let you replace your microphone, to let you upgrade your microphone setting or something. I don't know. Setup is the word.
And you wouldn't get unscathed from this interview if you say such arguments. If
Yeah,
you
but
put on the table those arguments,
that's right. That's right. I
maybe they
wouldn't.
wouldn't hire you. No, okay.
Yes, I like what you.
As you know, I always give bad advice.
I,
You
I,
shouldn't
I,
listen to me ever.
honestly, I only have words of praise for you, especially after you have just managed to use one of the phrases that that appeared in the previous vocabulary booster, which, as Helen pointed out rightly, is one of the events that we have in the Achievers Chamber. This one happens every Sunday at 7
Yep.
p.m. No, that's not right. Not 7 p.m. 8:30 p.m. I believe, Central European Time, and it was the word unscathed, right? So you said something along the lines of you wouldn't have come out unscathed. Am I right? From that interview,
Something along those lines. Yeah.
yes. So if you leave or come out unscathed, what does it exactly mean, Helen?
That you will suffer some damages, and you you won't be exactly safe and sound after this.
Wait,
You
if it's unscathed, that means that's a good thing. Unscathed means without any injuries or
Yeah, but
damage. Yeah.
I added this the negative to this word in the sentence. So if you don't come out of something unscathed,
Okay, okay.
you do
Yeah.
suffer some
Right, right,
damages.
right, right. Yeah. Okay, I get it now. You see, my brain is still working at half throttle. Yeah, sorry. Um, I don't know if it ever wakes up during. It works at half throttle, so I don't know if it wakes up during this live lesson, but well, it's not a paid lesson. at least I don't have to feel guilty that this is what you get, guys. Oh, it kind of is, but it isn't, because this is one of the perks you guys get if you are an Achievers Chamber member. I don't want to turn this improvised live lesson into a sales pitch here, but I do have
But
to
you are.
mention it. But I do have to mention it from time to time. But maybe I should let Matthews, our member, do the talking instead of me. What do you think, Helen?
Why are you talking about Marcius?
Matthews, because check this out.
Hi, I'm Matthias, and I like Echu Chamber because I think there are very nice people, and the atmosphere is overall really good.
For more information about the Achievers Chamber, go to teachersdenek.com. Yeah, that was Matthews. But I realized there's something wrong with the video because it doesn't cover the entire screen. So I could see a little bit of me and you on the side. Did you see that as well?
Well, I hope it didn't disturb viewers too much.
They might
I
not
think
have
it's
even
kind of
noticed it. They might not even have noticed it
not right.
had I not pointed it out now, but I have done so. So now they are
And
all rewinding, and they are not even watching this anymore. They are all rewinding, going back, checking what happened to the video. Don't you think?
I don't know. What I wanted to add is I'm really glad to be a part of it. We laugh a lot in this group, and
Oh,
not
wait,
only it's
whoa. Hold on.
yeah,
I'm still the teacher here. What do we do in this group?
laugh,
Who do we love?
laugh,
We laugh, because I was wondering who you were going to say we love, because you said we. So I was like, is she talking about me? Is she who? Why would you basically say that we love?
It,
Like, I can't even express myself. It left me
we,
completely
as all
speechless.
members of the Achievers Chamber, we laugh a lot.
Uh-huh.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's because the English pronunciation is so inconsistent, and I'm getting lost
It's okay,
regularly,
Helen.
and it's a real nightmare.
That's okay. That's what
Um,
I'm here for. Hopefully I didn't patronize you now. I just thought it would be funny for the
I
video.
wouldn't.
I thought it would be funny for the video. So this is one of the things that I noticed when it comes to certain English learners from certain countries, that, and it's not just France. It's not just France, Helen. It's other countries as well. I think it's Romance languages for some reason. Sometimes the vowel length causes you to sound or to say a completely different word, because you're just a little bit sloppy when you're pronouncing that vowel, and it's either somewhere in the middle, or it actually is the long vowel instead of the short vowel, or the other way around, and then you are saying a completely different word, right? So if we go into the extreme, like if you say bitch and beach, right, that can be a problem, right? Or sheet. And you can
So
imagine.
can you explain it to me? Why do they write it with a U after the A if they wanted if they wanted us to pronounce it laugh?
There is a lot of inconsistency when it comes to spelling, but there are also some patterns. So you just have to work out the patterns and be prepared to face the inconsistencies. We say that there is not much of sound versus spelling correspondence, basically, or sound spelling correspondence. It doesn't
Yeah,
it doesn't work
definitely
very
not.
well in English, and it confuses a lot of learners, and it especially confuses English learners if they are trying to compare this language, this crazy language called the English language, if they're trying to compare it to their mother tongue, to their first language, because often these learners, they think in their first language and they assume that is going to be the same in the target language here in English. But
And it doesn't help me being French. As you know, there's so many words from the English language that comes from French actually, and sometimes it's the same pronunciation. Sometimes the vowels are more or less the same, and sometimes it's completely different, and you never know when it's the same, when it's different, and it's a complete lottery,
yeah,
and it's
I
very
like this.
difficult to go about it
I
the
like
right
this.
way.
Yes, it's a very nice phrasal verb, to go about it. That's very good,
Mm.
by the way. I also like this expression. It's a complete lottery. It's very nice too. You're using some expressive language to talk about this subject, Helen, and I really appreciate it as your teacher. I'm over the moon that I'm really proud that you're able to describe such a complex matter, which such with such flowery, is that the word, flowery language? I think so, right?
You know,
Oh,
when I feel strong feelings, which mean about all the time, I very often use colorful language.
flowery language. I've just checked it.
Mm.
It works. Flowery. I can't say it. Can you
Not
say it?
flowery, colorful, or maybe
Yeah, you can say
flowery too.
flower, flower, flowery, flowery. That's it. Why did I get it wrong? Flowery language means full of literary words and elaborate, and yeah, it's like colorful actually. Maybe, but it could also be a little bit negative. Yeah, sometimes when people use flowery language, it sort of has a negative connotation. But anyway,
In as negative, you mean more like not exactly insult, but there are the derogatory language.
no, not derogatory. Rather than talking in a simple way, in an effective way, simple is often effective, right? You could say, "Oh, why does this person use such a flowery language? They don't. They beat around the bush. They don't. You know, they should maybe get to the point." You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
to what point are we going to?
Get. Yeah. The. Uh, well, maybe our viewers could tell us. Is there some? If there's still some people watching this, please tell us where we are heading, because we still have no clue, and that was what we signed up for anyway, Helen. We signed up for it, so we can't complain now. We can't grumble.
Do I need a reason to grumble and rattle, doing it all the time?
Yeah, but that's, yeah. I see I see where you're going with this, but that was, by the way, listeners, a rhetorical question from Helen. Am I
And
right?
you complain that you have a foggy mind sometimes, at least tonight. Seems
Hmm.
to me that I have
Clearer
a
mind.
foggy mind pretty much all the time, and especially when I am learning new games, new board games
Ah,
that we play.
you love
Uh,
learning new board games. We also do that in our group, and from time to time, I like to challenge the members with learning new board games, because we sometimes use tabletop simulator to.
and this alone is enough to make me have a foggy mind and being grumbly
But
and
don't you enjoy it when you get there in the end? Like, because it's a challenge, but then you get that sense of achievement that you survive, that you manage to get through it, and in the end it might have even been a great experience. No.
I guess there's some truth in what you've just said, but because I keep coming back to playing games
Yeah,
and learning
exactly.
new games, and
Unless you like to punish yourself, like unless you are one of those people who like to
sadomasochist,
sadomasochist, yeah, or
sadomasochist,
a glutton for punishment or something like that. So
maybe a bit, maybe a bit.
yeah, but
That's part of my weirdness.
you like games, yes. But we do all sorts of things in the Achievers Chamber. Like I said, I don't want this to be a sales pitch, but the reason I keep mentioning it because one of the perks, one of the benefits that the members get is the opportunity to feature in these live lessons. Now you might be saying to yourself, okay, that's exactly the reason why I will not join Zdenek. I don't want to be exposed on the internet like that. I don't want to sit in I don't want to be in Helen's position. You constantly put her on the spot, and you're making a fool out of yourselves there, guys. Do you think this is what's going on through their minds, Helen?
I don't know. I'm not clairvoyant.
I see what you did there. Another piece of vocabulary from the Achievers Chamber event that we have recently practiced. Shall we attempt to explain how the event works, because it has specific set of you have to follow a specific set of instructions that often newcomers struggle with and get intimidated by. Shall we attempt to explain it? It's like explaining offside. Honestly, it feels exactly like that. So I have been playing football my entire life. I know exactly what offside means, the offside rule in football. But when you're trying to explain it to people, it's just such a nightmare. It's so difficult to explain it.
Actually, Zdenek, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple.
Is it?
But the usual way when we try to explain vocabulary is basically opening the dictionary. Oh, this word means this, and can you guess what is the word according to this definition? Or it's
that's what we do. Is that what we do in the chamber?
I said usually. When
when you say we, you mean people, normal people, not us.
In general,
not us, because we are not normal people.
Not the Achievers
we have
Chamber,
already established that.
Of course, we don't do anything like any other people do.
Yeah, we are different.
Because that's what's crazy and nuts people are doing. They are doing things differently.
Right.
And
we could call it we think outside the box, Helen. We could be more positive about this, you know.
I'm from the year of the cat, and cats are in the box, inside the box, always. Maybe my mind wanders somewhere else, but cats are in the box. That's a well-known fact.
At least when you're trying to say number 10 in Vietnamese, you don't say cat instead of 10, because that's what keeps happening to me. Because there is a word mui, which means 10, mui, and I keep saying meow, which means cat in Vietnamese. So at least this doesn't happen to you. You may be what did you just say? That you were born under the sign of cat? Sorry.
Year of the cat.
Year of the cat. So at least you know that you're getting things right when you speak. Most of the time.
Where was I? Why was I talking about cats?
Now you know how it feels. Now you know how
I was trying to explain how this event work. We try to mimic a natural conversation and try to place in the conversations the word we want to use, and we have some guidelines to achieve that. So that it feels like, as I said, a natural conversation, that it seems seamless. And we drop one word, one new word, or maybe like me, 2 or 3 new words in the same round,
Right.
in the same sentence.
And it's basically
Um,
it's a very useful tool or very useful way to practice vocabulary and to have fun at the same time. And I don't know why, but this has become the most popular event, at least my event, at least the event I host, because I don't know about the other events. I don't always check on my let's say check on the other people that host events, because there are others that do host events. But when it comes to my events, this is the most popular one, beating the likes of um, speaking and games and uh, feedback frenzy events. So like this one is quite sought after for some reason.
mm. Oh, it's a very cool. It's a very cool one. I really appreciate this event, and basically we all come with 2 or 3 words. We take turns
Or phrases
into
or idioms.
something we want to practice,
Yeah.
and we try to engage a natural conversation when where at some point this word we wanted to practice will be used.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's the best explanation for people to understand how it
No.
works, but
No.
as you know, I'm not very good at that. But
Well, that's what
hopefully, it would have raised some interest in them. That's
uh,
interesting.
we have just proven the point that I was making at the beginning of this segment. Um, I was saying that me trying to explain how this event works is like me trying to explain how the offside rule works. So
Try to explain to a fish what water is.
I don't know. I don't know if I would use such a metaphor, but yeah, fine. Um, okay, so we've got a comment from Matthews. I think this is Matthews, because I do remember his name is actually Mathieu, but he likes to
Hello.
call himself Matthews, so that's how we know him in the Achievers Chamber. And he says, "Hello, you too," which is a funny funny way to greet us, I suppose. But we all know each other very well, so um, I guess it's nice. Also, what is the lesson about? Or what is this lesson about? Since description has different name as different name than or from the title, yeah, not as, different name from the title, has a different name from the title. Anyway,
It
what
doesn't
what's
matter
in the
if the title is
yeah,
different from the description because there is no theme this time. Like in the good old times,
yeah,
as I said, it's a complete improvisation.
we are
And
improvising,
I
Matthias. Yeah,
hope the discussion is not too boring to the
we
viewers. And if it is, please
or,
complain about it in the comments.
yeah, forget,
Uh,
we could say
Also
for,
suggest some topic for us to talk about. It
yeah,
would be
well, it's
appreciated.
basically, if you had got involved, because now it's kind of late, but if you had got involved a little bit more in the comments, we would have talked about the comments, because it does make our job easier in this case. But Matthias, yeah, this one is a bit improvised because we did it um kind of last minute decision, and I also had to take a nap before that, and that was unexpected, so I lost track of time a little bit as well. I woke up and it was literally like 20 minutes until the start of the event. So it is I understood. Also, my dyslexia was kicking in. That's so cool to say it like that. It was kicking in. Okay. Well, listen, there are worse things than that. I may be a little bit dysgraphical actually. So sometimes when I do my board work, which is something as a teacher I should be getting right. So writing words for my students on board, it's very messy. Yeah. So I would say it's one of my weaknesses as an English teacher. It doesn't it doesn't show so much when I teach online because I can always use Google Documents and tools like that. So it does, however,
Yeah, the spell checker is both a lifesaver and a
uh,
nightmare.
no, don't get me wrong. Spelling is not my issue usually. Now someone is gonna find a mistake in, in the title and description. But what being dysgraphical, it's to do with sort of the way it looks, that your handwriting, and it's not it's not consistent. And when I'm asked to write on a line, I ignore that rule and I write above the line or below that line, or just every single letter looks different each time I use that letter. It does it make any sense to you? But however, I don't have
Yeah.
I haven't been diagnosed, so this is just something that the teachers, when I was at school, when I was at high school, teachers always suspected that I may be a dysgraphical, which is like you have all these what do you call them, Helen? I forgot. I did know this.
Don't know what what you're
Well,
trying to express.
dyslexia. What's the label for dyslexia, dysgraphia? There are more.
Um,
When you can't, when you're mixing up numbers as well, there's another one. And
the
I knew what the word was.
another word in French, but no, not
Yeah.
exactly in English. Sorry.
Yeah. So basically, this is important as a teacher. You need to be aware of this. You need to know how to work with students who have these problems. And sometimes what happens is that the teachers make this mistake of sort of, it's a terrible thing to do, but basically judging the student on based on the way they write it, even though those are smart students who know the answers, and yet they fail the test because maybe they mix up their letters. So basically you have to be able to distinguish what's dyslexia, and because it's nothing to do with what the student knows. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a vast subject, and if you don't know about it, if you haven't been taught, taught,
Thought,
sorry,
thought,
thought, thought
yeah.
to
Thought. Yeah.
identify it,
Mhm.
the will the will alone to identify it, is not enough.
Yeah.
And when you know what it is as a teacher, what do you do? And you cannot
Yeah.
improvise it. You
No.
need proper training to adjust to specific needs.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
not so easy.
So I'm trying to find a word that would be used to describe such conditions, let's say. Uh, I would say maybe it's something like a learning disorder, something like that. But I don't know. I'm still struggling to find the right word that I'm happy with here. For example, one definition says dyslexia is a specific learning problem, right? So they call it a learning problem, but it could be a learning disorder or learning difficulty or something like that. I think there are more words used for that. And I think
Probably.
it has to do with the subject of special educational needs. I think that's what it is about.
And that's what
yeah.
the event with Lukasz in the Achievers Chamber was entirely about this topic
Really?
this Monday. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
about
So this was
students with special needs.
special needs. Yeah,
And
that's the word. Yeah.
one of our new member works in this field and
Right.
were very enthusiastic to share
Maria.
her everyday life
Yes.
work about it.
Yeah. Maria Luisa from Italy.
Mhm.
Okay, Helen. I think because there is an event in about 8 minutes. It's the gaming event tonight.
And
Games
we
and
are playing
speaking.
code names. If
We're good.
and
We're good.
I encourage all the viewers that don't know about this fantastic game already to have a look, and why not join
Look,
the Achievers Chamber to play with us, because the more
Codenames
the merrier.
Online. It's Codenames Online. It's a board game. It's a very popular board game, and they have made it was made by Czech Games Edition, which is a very popular company, and they made an online version which is completely free. And I think it's an excellent tool to practice English as well and have fun while doing so. So we often play it in the Achievers Chamber as part of my event, Games and Speaking. And it's Helen's favorite. Look at her face. She's beaming. She's already excited about it.
Completely, I cannot get enough of this game.
You can't hide your emotions. That's okay. But Helen,
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna
I'm
have
sure,
to.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna have
zip it. Don't worry.
No, no. I'm happy that you're happy, but I'm gonna have to put a downer on things because I'm about to do feedback. Feedback. Oh, correction. I'm gonna correct your grammar and pronunciation. I don't know why I have this weird accent with a strong r sound, but I just made it up. Okay,
So
let's do it. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. How about that? You okay with that, Helen?
yeah, of course. Where's the document?
The document is here. Yes.
Okay.
So let's go. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. That's what she said. Anyway, how do you fix this one, Helen?
I would have.
No, that's not an issue. This part is completely fine. I actually like it a lot because it's a difficult structure to create. So well done for that.
Some times ago.
Yeah, that's a problem. I think it should be some time ago.
Okay, some time ago. Yeah, some time
Sorry,
ago.
sorry.
Singular with some. Yeah. Okay.
I should have let you say it, but I'm a little bit getting impatient because we only have 5 minutes left. So you only get 3 seconds to work it out, and then if you don't say it within 3 seconds, I have to say it. I'm afraid, which is a terrible way to teach. By the way, if you're about to
at least some of them prepared. I hope you had at least some of them prepared.
Yeah, that's correct. I just wanted to say it's a terrible way to teach. You should always give your students enough time to answer.
And pressure them is always a bad idea. But don't worry, I'm not a regular student, and you know it.
And I'm not a regular teacher either, because I think most teachers don't have to do YouTube like before their lesson.
Those kind of clocks you have on the wall, clocks, because it's those and not
those
this kind
clocks,
of
clocks.
Clocks?
Why clocks? Are you talking about plural? Do you need to use plural here?
Because I use those.
Yeah, but it's not.
Oh,
it's
this
not
kind of clock?
No, it's not one of the words. Maybe it's in French, but in English, there are some words like glasses, scissors that you have to use in plural. But clock is not one of them. If you are referring to one sort of item or one object, is that what you were trying to say? You have to say that clock you have on the wall.
I was talking about one kind of object, one group, one family.
Yeah, so that clock you have on the wall, because clock is countable. And it's not like glasses,
Glasses. So that's what I've said in the beginning, those clocks.
But why? Oh, you meant to use plural here then. Okay, sorry, I was confused. So if you meant to use plural, then everything is fine. Okay, that's what you do.
That's what you do when you lose your train of thoughts.
Yes, so you may have said your there, by the way. I'm not sure, but it should be train of thought, not thoughts. To lose your train of thought.
All right.
It's just without S.
Yeah. All right.
There are okay. How about this one?
There are so many English words that come.
Sorry.
That come.
Yeah. Subject verb agreement. Be careful about that. Okay.
No, the S is to mark the plural. And English is the only language where when it's plural, you have to omit the S. That's very, very highly confusing.
Well, but this is not about plural, and it's a verb, right? It's third person singular. Don't confuse our viewers, please.
Yeah, but it's
I know
still
you're trying
about
to
an
be.
S, and for me, it's the same.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the
Okay.
same.
Okay.
I don't
Okay
care
then.
if it's a verb.
Okay. You are a French rebel. That's why they have. They
A
always.
French full stop.
That's why they always have revolution.
Rebel full stop.
Revolution. So many revolutions in history. Okay. Yeah.
I was trying to explain how this event works.
Yep.
Singular.
Again,
Don't
same issue.
you put the mark of the plural S.
Helen,
Yeah, very
Helen,
logical.
Let's go. We try to engage
In a natural conversation.
Yeah, that's it. You need natural conversation.
In a natural
But you can engage
conversation.
someone though. You can say, I'm trying to engage my students. You can engage someone. So it can be used with an object. But here it's not what you want to say. Here you want to say engage in something. Okay, and pronunciation. So I'm gonna just put it all together. So
event.
Okay, stress is on vent. Very good. How about this one?
Event.
Interview. So the stress is on the first syllable.
We laugh a lot.
Very good. Very good. Laugh, love. Okay.
We practiced this one recently. Pronunciation.
Pronunciation. Some people say pronunciation. No, pronunciation. And this is the past simple and past participle from the verb to teach. Taught. Yeah. So don't confuse it with thought.
I know they are different, except when I try to pronounce them.
Okay. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, this will be it. Thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned for more content from Teach Zdenek YouTube channel.
And quickly join the Each Chamber to play Code Days with us.
Yeah. And give us a like, please, as well. And like, share, and subscribe, and all the goodies.
Why wouldn't they do that? Of course they will.
It's when you give call to action to people, you should always say only one thing. If you say like, share, and subscribe, they're not gonna do it because you're confusing them. You should only say like, and that's it. Just keep it simple. Okay, just like. All right. Don't comment. Oh, this is a strategy as well. If you tell them don't do something, they are more likely to do it. So don't like, don't comment, don't subscribe, don't do any of that.
Are you out of your minds?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Nothing new under the sun. I'll see you later, Helene.
Right.
Thank you for being the student today.
You're welcome. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Take care.